I got any juice?
I really appreciate Scott digging that song up. I completely forgot about that song, but it's a wonderful song. And it goes right along with our verse. Actually, we could expand our text for tonight just a little bit and get a couple more verses in there. If you're doing the centurion, that might be what you want to do. But we are looking at Psalm 19 and verse 8 today as our text for our centurion of the day. And if you would, let's all say this one more time again. And by the way, I love this attitude. I think there's two ways to preach and teach the commandments, and one being you better do, you ought to do, you have to do, and you know what we do have to do. Obedience is something that the Lord expects of us, and it's not optional, and that's true. But I think to come at it as David does is so much more refreshing. When you do, you find something that's sweeter than honey. You find something that's more precious than gold. When you tap into what the Lord's law really is, and it's His manifestation of love to you, it's teaching you how life actually works, and when you tap into that, it's just the most wonderful thing you've ever found. And I love this attitude that David has towards the law. Let's all say this together. Psalm 19 and verse 8. The precepts of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. How wonderful the Lord is in giving us His Word. We were talking, I remember a few weeks ago, we were having a conversation, just a couple of us, about James 4 and verse 8. James 4 and verse 8 starts this way. It says, "Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you." Also, what a wonderful thought, that the Lord God, creator of the universe, would draw near to me. He says, draw near to God and He will draw near to you. And we were talking about this text. Well, how do you do that? I want to draw near to the Lord. I want the Lord to draw near to me. How do you draw near to God? And of course, there was a few obvious answers. Well, through prayer. Through prayer, I'm going to draw near to God and He's going to draw near to me. Studying the Word, Bible study is how I draw near to God, and God will draw near to me the more and more that I'll learn His Word and put it into my heart. And you know, prayer and Bible study are really the two obvious answers. But we said, is there anything else? Is there any other way that we might draw near to God? And we thought about it and we talked about it. And it struck me that yes, there is another way. If you look at John chapter 14 and also in John chapter 17, Jesus says two statements that placed together I think will give us some insight into another way that we might draw near to God. In John 14 and verse 8 through 9, Philip said to Him, Lord, show us the Father, and it's enough for us. Jesus said to him, have I been with you so long, and you still do not know me, Philip? Whoever has seen me has seen the Father. How can you say, show us the Father? And if you go forward a few chapters from there to John chapter 17 and verse 22 beginning, Jesus is praying to the Father, and He says this. He says, the glory that you have given me, I have given to them, that they may be one even as we are one. I in them and you in me, that they may become perfectly one, so that the world may know that you sent me and loved them even as you loved me. We talked a few weeks back about this concept of Christ being formed in you. And though we never could say it as purely and as completely as Jesus could about His relationship to the Father, is there not a level on which we can say, whoever has seen me has seen the Christ? It's what the text says, is it not? I in them and you in me. Jesus desires to take up His dwelling place in His people, in Christians. And on some level we should and ought to say, if you have seen me, you have seen a reflection of the Christ. You have seen a bit of His glory here in this earth. How else might we draw near to God? Let us draw near to one another. Let us draw near and let us love our brethren. Let us demonstrate Christ to one another. And what an awesome thought that in our fellowship and as we draw near to one another, we can find the manifestation of God amongst us. We draw near to God in the very presence of His Holy Spirit that He has placed in your brother. We studied Christian service not too long ago, and you may remember we talked about how self-righteous service is impressed with a big deal, but for Christians, every opportunity to serve is a big deal because every opportunity to serve is service to the Lord. And it doesn't get any bigger than that. How could it get any bigger than serving the Lord? Can you just imagine taking a meal to the Lord, helping the Lord in a time of stress, offering the Lord your own recliner, mowing the grass for the Lord, going over the Lord and sitting with Him when He is sick? Any service opportunity that we have is a service to the Lord, and high honor it is to serve the Lord. We look at Matthew chapter 25 and verse 34 beginning. The King will say to those on His right, "You are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me." How wonderful it is to serve the Lord. But then to be recognized in the judgment, wow. Wow, standing there before everyone when He says, "Come and inherit the reward which has been laid up for you." What an honor. What an honor to stand before the Lord in judgment in this way. To see the face of your Father, so proud of you, shining brighter than the sun, those sweet strains of the angels and all the saints sing, and you step onto that golden street for the first time. What a wonderful day that's going to be as you wear that crown in glory. To be welcomed, one who served the Lord, and then they turn in confusion. Wait a minute. Matthew 25 and 37, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you drink? When did we see you a stranger and welcome you, or naked and clothe you? And when did we see you sick or in prison and visit you?" How wonderful it would have been if someone like Mary or Martha and had that opportunity to serve the Lord right there in your own living room, serve a meal to the Lord, to invite the Lord to come recline, come rest Himself in your own home. How wonderful to have had the opportunity. Mary, she poured out that ointment on His feet and wiped her hair. And in Matthew 26 and verse 3, Jesus said, "Wherever the gospel is proclaimed in the whole world, what she has done will also come in memory of her." What a wonderful opportunity it would have been to have served Him in these ways, to the level that He would say, wherever the gospel is preached, they're going to talk about this as well. But Lord, when did I ever see you? I had opportunities to those who walked with you. But Matthew 25 and verse 40 will answer them. "Truly, I say to you, as you did to one of these, the least of these brothers, you did to me." Whoever has seen me has seen Jesus. Brother, whoever has seen their brother has seen Jesus. And let's draw near to God, drawing near to one another. Serve God by serving one another. And far be it from us to forget the least of these. Jesus came as the least of these. Jesus came as the meek and lowly, the man of sorrow. Jesus emptied Himself, took on the form of a servant. He says, "If you did it to the least of these, you did it to me. Because you serve the least of these, you did it to me." Isaiah chapter 53, verse 2 through 3. "He had no form or majesty that we should look at Him, no beauty that we should desire Him. He was despised and rejected by me. There was nothing fun doing service in His house. There was nothing attractive. You didn't get a T-shirt, get the glory. There's nothing in it for you." Imagine the very least of Birmingham, Alabama, and you can imagine what it would have been like for us. Imagine the very least, but Church of Christ, imagine what it's like to serve. When did you serve you, Lord? Serve the poor. When you serve the one society had rejected, said they're of no value, have said that it doesn't really matter to do. Somebody's watching, in it for you. When you served these, it's when you sat with that popular kid at lunch. It's when you talked to that guy that, honestly, you're looking across, you're talking about football. That conversation, you took the time to love to the very least of these. That was me. You were talking to. That was me that you were walk those streets of God. What a joy, the chorus of the angels, that even when else cared. Nobody else saw. I appreciated your service. You did it to me. A wonderful day. Along with this wonderful surprise, there comes a wonderful and all warning. In verse 41, he says to others on that day, he said to those on his me, you cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For and you gave me no. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, you did not welcome me. Naked, and you did not clothe me. Sick, you did not visit me. Then they're saying, Lord, are you hungry or thirsty, stranger or naked, sick or in prison, and did not minister? Then he answered them, saying to you, as you did not do it, the least of these you did not do it to me. These will go to eternal punishment, just life. 1 John 4 and verse 20. For he who does not love his brother whom he has seen, love God whom he has not seen. I want to encourage all of us to work really hard to find Jesus this week, to see the face of Christ, and then draw to God, and may we never hear the terrible words of our Lord. You saw me, you ignored me. Please pray with me. Father, we love you. Father, we thank you for the redemption that we have in your Son. As you gave of your Son for our sake, we did anything because we needed it and because you loved us so greatly. Frame, you know that we are blessed, forgetful people. Help us to remember. Help us to see. Help us to remember